Hello everyone. I've been meaning to make this video for a little while. Y'all know, or most of you know, that I make glass beads. And I have lots of these little cone beads that I make. And I have been putting up different fibers in packages in my Facebook boutique group, and if you want, there's a link to the boutique group down in the description. The different fiber packages have already been there. They've been there for a little while. They're fabulous to use in many ways in your journals and things. But I wanted to come on today and use my little cones and my fiber packages and make some fun little journal charms that are all fibery. Now I put them on a lobster claw. If you wanted to attach it with a paper clip, all you have to do is take your lobster claw. Well, goodness gracious, that one doesn't want to open. My thumbnail is just not wanting to grab hold of that today. But you could put your lobster claw right onto a paper clip, and then you could paper clip it into your journal. And how fun would that be? Paper clipped on the side of your journal. But also a lot of times we have a place where we could put the lobster claws. So I wanted to show you how to make these. Now obviously this one is not made with one of my glass ones, but I also have these. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to list the cones, the different kinds of cones I have in my boutique as well. I'm going to kind of create a little kit is my plan. What I have here is I have 4 10-inch pieces of each of these 5 fibers. So roughly you need about 20 pieces about 10 inches long. That just makes a nice fluffy charm. Then I need a cone. And like I said, there's let's bring you in so you can see way better what I'm doing. Okay, so this is a little metal filigree cone, and I have lobster claws that match it. And this is one of my glass cones, and I'm going to use silver lobster claw. Now, when you use a glass cone, this little thing, this little tiny daisy spacer, protects the top of the glass. You don't need that with the metal one. So then, like I said, we've got roughly 20 pieces of fiber, 10 inches long. And then I'm going to take a 7-inch piece of wire. Ouch. I was going to take a 7-inch piece of wire. Can't seem to find the end. Now this is 20 gauge wire. And I would rather throw a piece of wire away than to fight with not having a long enough piece. So I'm going to take hold of this piece of wire about, let's make sure you can see, about a third of the way in, 2.5, 3 inches, and I'm going to bend it up. And you see how I've made a nice tight little spot. I haven't tightened it or anything, but then I'm going to take this longer one, I'm going to slip it underneath all my fibers, and I'm going to put the short one on top. Can you see that? I'm going to find about the middle of it, and I'm going to pull them down nice and tight. And when I do that, I'm going to take hold of it. Now I'm working right-handed. If you're left-handed, remember you'll be kind of backwards to me. I'm sorry. Okay, and I'm going to take hold of this. My pliers as far down as I can. I'm pushing against those fibers and I'm grabbing hold. And then I'm going to take this short one and I'm going to wrap it very carefully and very tightly around the longer one. And I want to do that 2 or 3 times. And as you can see, I've got an extra piece right here that I want to cut off. So I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to get hold of it nice and close. Be careful, don't cut your fibers, don't cut your other wire, and always hang on to the piece that you're cutting off. Always. Okay, so now I have this nice little fluffy thing, and I can take this piece of wire and I can put it inside my cone. If I were using this cone, it would be the same thing. The only difference between using the glass cone and using the metal cone is this little tiny daisy spacer. And once I get my cone down on there, see how fun that's going to be? I'm going to put this little tiny daisy spacer on. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to hold everything down. And I'm going to take hold of this with my pliers. And again, let me see how tight I can get you in. Okay. I'm going to take hold of this, just about a pliers width away from that daisy spacer. Can you see? And I'm going to bend it at a right angle. Okay. I'm going to take this off of here. I wouldn't normally take it off, but I wanted you to see. See how it's at a right angle? See how much space is there? Just a little tiny bit of space. Alright? Okay. Now we've got to get our pliers back in there. Because what we're going to do is, once we've bent it at that right angle, we're going to take this wire and wrap it back around the tip of my pliers, making a loop. See that loop? Okay. And onto that loop we're going to put our lobster claw, and we're just going to slip it on. Okay. And then we're going to take our pliers and hold on to the loop that we have made with our wire, holding our lobster claw out of the way, and take our long piece and wrap it back around. And you're wrapping towards the cone. Now you want to wrap it as snugly as possible, but not so tight that you were to break it. So usually about 2 or 3 wraps. Okay? And can you see how that's wrapped? Oops, I'm not sure it focused. There we go. Okay? Now I'm going to take my wire cutters and again cut this off. Holding on to this wire. Always hold on to that wire you're popping off of there, because if you don't, it will reach out and hurt you. And at that stage, what we're going to do is we're going to just make sure that that little wire is all nice and happy in there, not sticking out. And there we have our little tassel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is in my boutique group, I'm going to list these cones, and you can choose a color of cone. It will come with a lobster claw and a little spacer with the silver one, with the glass ones, and with this we will have just the lobster claw. The little spacer is not necessary on the metal. I'll also include in the little kit a 7-inch piece of wire. I'm cutting it now so you can see. So this will come as a little kit. That way you can choose if you have fibers, if you don't need that. At the same time, guys, if you've already got little cones of some sort, have fun. And so that I'm going to do that, and I hope you enjoyed this video of making these fun fiber tassels. Thanks for coming. Let me read you a quote from our 1001 Ways to Creativity book. To have a really good idea, you need to have lots of ideas to choose from. What a fabulous thought. Okay, guys, go have fun. Go make some art. Bye-bye.